All right, let's dive into a piece of research that's going to flip what you think you know about aging completely on its head. It's a story of good intentions, really unexpected consequences, and a biological mystery where trying to fix something might have made it so much worse. We're going to unravel this whole paradox.
So I want you to start with this question right here. We're always told that DNA damage is one of the main reasons we age. It seems logical, right? If we could just get better at repairing our DNA, we should live longer, healthier lives. But what if the complete opposite was true? What if pushing our own repair systems into overdrive actually made us age faster?
Yeah, and that's not just some hypothetical. It is the absolutely shocking result from a recent study in mice. Scientists made a super mouse with this incredible, enhanced ability to fix its own DNA. They expected it to be a model for healthy aging. Instead, it died early. This is the mystery we're cracking open today.
Okay, so let's break down this scientific whodunit. How on earth could something that sounds so good, better DNA, lead to something so bad? To get that, we need to meet the main character in our story.
Meet SIRT6. You can think of this protein as like a master foreman inside every one of your cells, and it's managing a bunch of different job sites all at once. It's already a bit of a celebrity in longevity circles. Why? Because other studies have shown that boosting it can actually extend lifespan in mice. It's a huge player, and it's right at the center of our investigation.
Now the key to this whole mystery is that SIRT6 isn't a one-trick pony. Not at all. It's a serious multitasker, and it's juggling two absolutely critical and, as it turns out, competing jobs inside the cell. And this is where our story gets really interesting.
So let's stick with that foreman analogy. Job number one is emergency response. A DNA strand breaks? Bam! SIRT6 is one of the first on the scene, getting the repair crew in order. But it also has a day job, neighborhood watch. It's constantly patrolling the genome, keeping these rogue elements, called LINE1s, you can think of them as jumping genes, quiet. Because if they get active, they cause all sorts of chaos and inflammation. So you see the problem. SIRT6 has to balance fixing emergencies with its routine patrol.
So, knowing all this, scientists had an idea. They wanted to see what would happen if they just tweaked SIRT6 a little bit to make it a better emergency responder. And this is where they set the stage for our whole mystery.
They ended up creating 3 groups of mice. First, you've got your normal, everyday, wild-type mice. They're our control group. And then you have 2 genetically modified groups. They're called S10A and S10E. And the huge difference between them is all about how their SIRT6 protein acts. So, on one hand, you've got the S10A mouse. Let's call it the chill mouse. Its SIRT6 is a little more relaxed, a little less eager to jump on every single DNA repair job. But then, you have the S10E mouse, our overachiever. Its SIRT6 protein was engineered to be permanently switched on, hypervigilant, ready to fix DNA damage at a moment's notice. This is our super repair mouse. So the stage is set. The scientists have their overachiever mouse with super repair powers. And the hypothesis seems pretty simple, right? Better repair should mean a longer, healthier life. But what they found was anything but simple. And at first, everything looked great. Just like this quote from the paper says, the genetic engineering worked perfectly. The S10E overachiever mice, they were absolute cellular superstars. When their cells were hit with DNA damage, they were incredibly good at fixing it. And this just illustrates it perfectly. On the left, you see cells from a normal mouse after they've been hit with radiation. See all those glowing green dots? Every one of those is a spot of DNA damage that hasn't been fixed. Now look at the overachiever mouse on the right. Way fewer dots. Their cells just cleaned up that damage like champs. So far, so good, right?
So, logically, this should be the end of the story. A mouse with amazing DNA repair skills has to be a champion of longevity. So, did they live longer?
No, not even close. It was the exact opposite. This chart shows the lifespan of the male mice, and the result is just stunning. The overachiever mice, the ones with the superpowered DNA repair, lived significantly shorter lives than both the normal mice and even the chill mice. And to put a number on it, their median lifespan was cut by up to 14%. That is a massive and totally unexpected negative result. The very thing that was supposed to protect them seemed to be killing them faster.
So this biological upgrade, it wasn't free. There was a hidden, fatal price tag. And to understand what went so wrong, we have to go back to those 2 competing jobs of our cellular foreman, SIRT6. And here it is. Here's the solution to the whole mystery.
First, that overachiever mutation made SIRT6 so obsessed with its emergency response job that it was constantly being pulled away to fix DNA. And because it was so overworked, the foreman started neglecting its second job, patrolling the genome and silencing those jumping genes. With no one watching, these LINE1s became active and started causing chaos. The cell's immune system saw all this chaos and fired up a chronic, low-grade inflammatory response, something scientists call inflammaging, which we know is a huge driver of the aging process. The cure had literally caused a new, fatal disease.
And this brings us to the really profound lesson from this whole story. It's not just about mice or one little protein. It's about a fundamental principle of biology: balance.
This table really just sums it all up perfectly. The overachiever mouse maxed out its DNA repair stats, but it paid for it by sacrificing its control over those jumping genes. And the result? A shorter life. The normal and chill mice, they kept a balance between the two jobs, and they lived a normal lifespan. It's a textbook example of a biological trade-off.
And this points to a really deep conclusion. It suggests that when the cell is forced to choose, its ability to control inflammation by keeping those jumping genes quiet, that seems to be more important for a long life than having a perfect, flawless DNA repair system. It tells us that aging isn't just one problem we can solve by optimizing one little thing. It's a complex system that depends on a really delicate and maybe even imperfect balance.
Which leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? As we get closer to therapies that can extend our own health and lifespan, this research makes us ask a really critical question. Is the goal to create a biologically perfect system, or is it to understand and maintain the delicate, evolved balance that's already there? The answer, it seems, is a lot more complicated than we ever imagined. Thanks for joining me.